What is going on? We are back for another stream, and it is finally a good week after 26 weeks. This was game week 27, so 26 pretty bad weeks, and finally game week 27 is decent thanks to the bench boost and these two lads on screen. Dwight McNeil, legend. Bruno Fernandes, also a legend, even though he wasn't on the bench boost. But bringing him in for Son was decent. As you can see, we've got some quality graphics. Like, one thing you'll always get from this channel is quality production. As you can see from the Photoshop I put together in about 2 seconds earlier. And obviously the sunglasses are. Someone actually said to me the other week, the sunglasses have not been out all season. They are out today. I mean, it's only a score of 73. We're not in the 100 club yet, but if you were going to go from 73 to 100, you would want it to be down to Trent, Firmino and Salah captain. So it's possible. A simple goal from Salah, a clean sheet, we're up to 16 points already with no bonus. And it's only kind of another 9 points I need from the other two. So there's a very big chance of getting 100 points. It's a massive rank swing this week. I mean, as some people have pointed out, I was doing awful anyway. Thanks, glass half empty. But yeah, it's a nice little kind of boost, even though obviously I've lost the bench boost now, but there's almost no chance I was going to score 33 points off the bench boost in double game week. So the shades are on. The shades will come off, because if you remember when I used to stream with these on, it hurts your eyes looking at a screen with sunglasses on. So hope you're all doing okay. Hopefully you all had a great game week that wasn't as good as mine, as always. Can we talk about the useless crap that is VAR? No one wants to talk about VAR. It was awful. Although, so I'll be honest, I've not seen a huge amount of football this weekend for various reasons, mostly just being out. Like today I was at puppy obedience training classes when the Man United game was on. I don't think it was on TV anyway. So I know that, like, got pretty lucky by the sounds of it with Burnley keeping a clean sheet. And it sounds like McNeil should have had more points. He got 14. He should have had more. That is absolutely ridiculous, to be honest. But you know what? I'll take 14 points. It'll do. So let's get the team up. We can skip this screen for today. We will do the quick sponsorship shout out before I put the team up. So the stream has been sponsored by OneFootball. If you've not already tried it out, click the link in the description below, or just search OneFootball on the Android OS stores. No reason not to try it out. It's completely free. Give you all your live score updates, of which I got lots this weekend, which was amazing. All your football news, lineup news, all that good stuff. But mostly, the thing I really like about it is the live score notifications. Just come through on my phone. Don't have to check FPL or anything like that. So if you want to check it out, link in the description below, or just search OneFootball in the Android OS stores, and job done. Easy as that. All right, this is the team, which is looking beautiful for once. The rank has gone from 1,054,000, I believe. There's no polls. Like, I'm going to keep setting up the streams like this. It's better. It's better to set it up like this. So we've gone from... Hang on, I need to... I'll have to, if I keep getting Slack things, I'll get rid of it. But we went from 1,054,000 to 497k. So obviously, 497k is not good still. But it's a hell of a lot better than 1,054,000. And like I said, I got 33 points off the bench boost. If people absolutely smash that on the double game week, then all fair play to them, to be honest. I don't think I've ever scored more than 33 on a bench boost in a double game week. Because at the end of the day, you're still bench boosting with rubbish players. And one of the reasons I wanted to use it now, I'm going to have to take his glasses off, because I probably look like an idiot, and it does hurt your eyes a bit. So I'm taking them off. Oof, it's so bright in here now. And now I can concentrate on just my first 11 going into the double game week. So I think it's going to be much easier, because I think trying to fix your first 11 and also have your bench in order, like I said, like 6, 7, 8, 9 game weeks down the road, would have been difficult. So you should set up some polls on Twitter for talking about it in your live stream. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I should do that. We'll see. So yeah, obviously there's a bit of luck involved, right? You know, Grealish and Villa maybe having a bit of an off day. Maybe Southampton just defended well. Burnley, I think Bournemouth got 2 goals chalked off of VAR. McNeil, like 14 games, I think, since he last got points or something like that. So obviously, it's a bit lucky. And I could have just, one of the things I was going to do was maybe bench Son and play McNeil, but then I wouldn't have got Fernandes in. So I definitely won out by playing the bench boost. So it's a huge boost, literally. And I will milk it because I've had so many rubbish weeks, and I haven't hidden away from those rubbish weeks. I've streamed every single week. I've taken the flack in the comments and on Twitter. So this week I'm going to enjoy it. And I got to decide what to do on my team now. I think Traore might have to go. Obviously, Mara's got a blank this week. I'll bring up my actual team for this week in a minute. I'm not quite sure what to do this week. I could just save a transfer because other people are going to be using transfers to get a full 11. I've got an 11 plus a bench player this week, so I might just save it for 29. But we might know either way whether Man City are going to get a double game week in 29 before the game week 28 deadline. So if they're not, if we don't hear anything by kind of Saturday morning, the chances of them getting a double game week in 29 is quite low apparently. So in that case, I might make a transfer in 28. The one player I'm looking at bringing in is Harvey Barnes. Maybe for McNeil, but probably now for Traore. It's annoying. Like, he does seem like a rotation risk now. I mean, he is. Like, he's been benched the last 2 games. And obviously, we saw this, not maybe the same time last year, but it was probably a bit earlier last year. But they switched to this 3-5-2. Because they've basically been playing 3-4-3. And they switched to 3-5. This year they were playing 3-4-3. Last year I think they were playing 4-3-3. I can't remember exactly, but they switched to 3-5-2 with Jota up front, and he basically smashed it for pretty much the whole second half of the season. Obviously they've started him there today, 2 goals, and I think he got the assist for the other goal. I can't actually remember. Let me check. Wolves. Oh no, sorry, he didn't get. Yeah, he did get an assist. He scored 2 goals and got an assist. So that's pretty huge. So if they're going to play 3-5-2, 2 things: one, Traore becomes a much worse option, and 2, Jota becomes a much better option as well. I don't think you have to worry too much about Jimenez. I think whichever formation they play, he'll be involved. But it could be good. Yeah, Traore is coming back from injury. This is the problem. This is what we don't know just yet. I mean, maybe other people have stronger opinions. But yeah, I whether or not Traore will get his place back when he, maybe he is still recovering from injury. Obviously, he had Europa League and stuff as well. We just don't know. So it's tricky. I might just save him one more week. But I do kind of want Harvey Barnes in, so we'll have to see. Because I thought, obviously, Harvey Barnes is maybe a bit of a rotation risk, but I do think pretty much all his benching this week came down to the fact they were playing Man City, and Rodgers wanted to set up a bit more defensively. He played well when he came on. So we'll see. You should have played your bench players instead of Ings, Henderson and Troy. I know you're only joking, but some people have told me that. Why didn't you just play the bench? Well, obviously, if we got the bench right every week, it wouldn't ever be an issue. But, I mean, the reason I set the bench up with those players, because I think that was realistic. I didn't think that Traore was going to get benched. And Norwich a better fixture maybe than Bournemouth. A better team for sure. And I was always going to play my double Sheffield United defence, although they're a bit frustrating now. The fact that they conceded 1 goal in the last 2 games, very, very annoying, but it is what it is. Do I plan to get Vardy? Yeah, let me bring I'm really hoping those Liverpool boys get 27 points between them. Love to hit 100. These are the team for this week. So I've got Stevens on the bench. I could play him ahead of Bolly. I mean, Wolves looking pretty good defensively at the moment. Spurs without Son. And also, are they going to line up negatively against Wolves? Who knows? So I don't know whether I want to double on Southampton or just play Bolly. I'm probably just going to play Bolly. I also think if I could do that, if I could make that decision again, I'd probably go Saiss instead. Because even before today's points, checked on before Breakfast Club, the difference in kind of attempts between them. And Saiss was quite high up. I've not seen him today. I don't know if Bolly had a lot of chances today, but the underlying stats for Saiss were pretty good. And he seems probably not as nailed as Bolly, but I don't think he's going to lose that place anytime soon. You're hoping Salah alone will get 30. Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, it could be a plus 100 score. I mean, realistically, obviously I want points from Salah, but it is... Firmino would be great because he's a bigger differential. Got to be happy about Mahrez after. Yeah, very happy about Mahrez. I could watch that game. It was quite similar to the previous game against Leicester. He was trying to shoot a lot. I changed the music, by the way. Realised we had Candyland on for the whole time. He was trying to shoot quite a lot. It never really fell for him. There's a few times I thought, it might be coming, but never did. But that was a nice assist for Jesus. Really good finish as well from Jesus, and obviously 2 bonus points. 8 points. Really happy about that. I just didn't... The only thing I really wanted from Mahrez this week was to not get battered by De Bruyne. Is Fernandez locked on penalties? Was that a one-off? So, I don't really know for sure. From what it sounded like, again, I've not seen the game. From what it sounded like, he just went and took it, which is good. It didn't look like it was much of a conversation between him and Martial, which is pretty decent. So hopefully he's got penalties. I mean, he's got a very, very good record. And I think he scored like the last... I think I saw something like 21 of 23 or something. So he's got a pretty good record. So hopefully he'll keep him. If he does, like, I wouldn't say it makes him essential, but obviously it doesn't make him essential, but it makes him a very, very good... a very, very, very good option. Because Man United do get a lot of penalties, as we know. Game week rank number 1 is still possible for you. Yeah, but I think I'm still not even on the same amount of... the highest points is 116. They played bench boost. They're all out there. Oh no, they got Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, could get the highest score. Seems unlikely, but could get close. Yeah, so again, I've not seen it, so I don't want to say for sure. Like I said, I couldn't watch the football today. It didn't sound like there was much of a debate about who was going to take it. Like, he just came in and took it. He's got all set pieces. You know, sometimes if it's in a certain position where it's better for a left footer like Fred, then maybe Fred takes it. But Fernandez pretty much has every single set piece now. And he's looked pretty sharp since he come in. And he won the penalty as well, which means he was... Again, I've not seen the stats, but it means he was in the penalty box if he won the penalty. So hopefully he was getting forward a bit more today. And I think it's, if you bought him in this week, it's actually really nice because it's going to put people off. Everton, Man City, Spurs, then a blank. They're probably going to blank in game week 31. So it's going to put people off. But I mean, Everton just conceded 3 to Arsenal. Man City, I mean, that's a tough game, of course, but Man United have done pretty well against Man City so far. Maybe not going to be quite as easy without Rashford. And Spurs, I mean... What kind of Spurs team is going to show up? They've not been doing great either. Mourinho, it almost feels like Mourinho is already at peak Mourinho of moaning. So we'll see what happens. I don't think that'll be a walkover for Man United or even an easy game at all. But if Spurs attack, it could be good. So we'll see. But I think Bruno looks like a great option going forward. Obviously, from game week 32 onwards, he'll be really good. But yeah, I'm happy enough of him. I suppose it depends what transfer you got. Why not Mahrez out next transfer? Yeah, he could be. Like, originally, I didn't necessarily have a plan for this week, like a specific plan I had locked in. Eventually, whenever it might be, I'm going to want to take some money out of that midfield because I've got 8 attackers that can all play. So, Traore, McNeil, Mahrez, and obviously Salah and Fernandez plus my 3, plus the 3 up front. So I need to take some money out somewhere because I'm going to want to use it eventually elsewhere, like Kevin De Bruyne coming back, for example. So originally I was going to do like McNeil to Hayden, but Hayden looks like he's lost his place now. So maybe Saka at Arsenal, and then Mahrez to De Bruyne. That could work. And then Traore would obviously stay in, but now I'm not sure about Traore. So I might save the transfer this week and then do a triple transfer next week and just take a -4. Other things I've potentially looked at, maybe taking Firmino out, maybe for Aubameyang in game week 29 because Arsenal's fixtures are pretty decent and that guy is so consistent. And it's West Ham at home in game week 29. So there's plenty of options. I'm just not sure which one I'm going to do this week, if any. Loyan, thanks very much for that. Much appreciated. Average is 28, you're on 73. Yeah, obviously the bench boost is 33 of that, so I've only got 40 points, but even that's above the average. I would say with 3 players to come, but I mean everybody has 3 players to come. Am I thinking about Bamian? Boom, I got him before you. Yes, I am. Will I be trying to save the free hit for after blank game week 31? I'm not. So, right now, it's very hard to definitively say exactly what I'm going to do because we just don't know which teams are going to fall, where the doubles. We know roughly, but we don't know exactly. And obviously, a big part of see you later, Fozzie. A big part of the free hit in game week 31 will depend on Liverpool because if Liverpool lose to Chelsea, which to be fair is going to be it's hard to see because I think Liverpool will play a pretty much full strength side in that. They might not do, but I think they probably will. Maybe with a few of the youngsters that have gotten this far, but I think mostly, it'll be a first team, so it'll be a tough game for Chelsea. But if Chelsea win that and they go through and Liverpool go out of the FA Cup, then suddenly I've got triple Wolves, which I'm pretty happy with. Apart from maybe Traore, we'll have to see about him. Triple Liverpool, so that's 6 players. If I keep McNeil and Taylor, they're also not going to blank, so that's 8 players. And so suddenly I maybe don't need a free hit in game week 31. And then I'll probably just save it for one of the double game weeks. Figure out which one is easier to build my team around. Probably the first one, just because it's closer. And then, free hit in one of the double game weeks. Why bench boost this week? Surely there are better times to use it. Look, if you get more than 33 points on your bench boost, fair enough. Do I think a top 100k finish is now possible? Maybe. I don't know what the point score is. I mean, I feel like it should be possible from here. Let me see if I can find one of my mates that's top 100k. Oh, Jesus. Some of my mates are miles ahead. There's a guy in my mini league that's 33k, and he is 113 points ahead. Okay, here's someone that's 120k. 120k is 27, 52, 59, 79 points ahead. So yeah, I think a top 100k is possible, but obviously a lot of people ahead of me have got their bench boost. They've got a wild card to prepare for the double, so it'll be really difficult to get top 100k, I think. But you never know. You never know. Live FPL tells you, does it? It tells me points between me and the top 10. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. 67 points to the top 100k. I mean, that seems doable for the rest of the season. Top 50k is 89, but I think anything less than 100 points is probably doable. But like I said, really difficult because there's so many active managers now, and so many of them are going to have bench boosts and stuff. Top 10k only 131 points. You never know. And the thing is, I think to get anywhere near the top 50k, I've probably got to put no foot wrong between now and the end of the season. And given how my season's gone, because the team is obviously great for this week, but the structure isn't great going forward. So having 8 good not 8 necessarily good attackers, but 8 attackers is a bit annoying. But one thing I will say, where I feel like I've got a little bit of leeway, especially if Man City don't get the double game week in 29, is I think, and maybe I'll get punished, but I think I can. Obviously, I don't need Leicester in game week 28, and it's Man United away in game week 29. So I think I would probably take one more week as a risk not to have De Bruyne, and then I could look at how I get him back in game week 30. Obviously, I'll have to consider the blank in 31 as well. But I think I can go without De Bruyne for maybe one more week or 2 if you take into account the blank. Also, the triple captains that will be played in the double game weeks. Yeah, I mean, there's chips still out there, of course. I don't actually have the numbers for the chips, but I would say surely quite a few people use them on Liverpool players. I don't know if Live FPL has the chips that have been used. Let me see. I can't see it. I don't know if it does, where it does it. But you would think quite a few people use their triple captain chip against Liverpool, for Liverpool. So hopefully there's not too many of them. But yeah, it's going to be really difficult to get a high rank still. But this at least gives me a little bit of not a confidence boost, but like, or it does give me a bit of a confidence boost. It just gives me something to like work towards, I guess. Now, when you're a top one, when you're just outside of the million, it's like almost like, what's the point? Lee, how's it going? Obviously, for the Liverpool game tomorrow, Salah 175. This is top 10k, which I don't really need to be worrying about right now. But Salah is 175% effective ownership. Trent's 90%. But Firmino is only 18.42%. So he is the one that I need. Obviously, Salah captain would be good because anyone that hasn't captained will be massively punished. But Firmino is right. Salah hat trick, assisted by Firmino, and we are living the dream basically. How have I got 73? Let me put the bench boost back up, you know. Sure, people want to see it again. There you go. That's how we have 73. Free hit this week? Hell no. Hell no. Not unless you really need to, but I would try and keep it if you can. Fernandez has saved me twice now. Yeah, I mean, like I said on Breakfast Club, I bought Fernandez in for a hit. Got nothing. Took him out on wildcard, he got 6. Then brought him back this week, got 14. So it's been an interesting ride with him already. Firmino goals help you more than the Salah goal. I don't know if that's... It might be true because his ownership is so much lower. But I don't know if that's 100% true because of my rank, maybe I still want Salah captain goals, to be honest. You must have had really bad luck this season. Nah, not really, to be honest. Like maybe a bit of bad luck, but some awful decisions as well. Like, I'm not... The reason I'm in this position is because of me. Nothing else, to be honest. It would be a proper successful bench boost if Traore and Sheffield United return. No, that is the wrong way to look at it. People keep saying this to me. Well, not many people say it. If I hadn't bench boost, I would have still played those same players. That's all there is to it. There's nothing more to it. There's no point in overthinking it. It was a good bench boost. If I hadn't clicked the bench boost button, I would have still played the Sheffield United and Wolves players, but be on less points. That's all there is to it. Getting hacked was the biggest bad luck. It wouldn't... I mean, obviously, yes, that is unlucky. But if you have a good password to start with, that would help. You bought Fernandez in as soon as United bought him. Nailed on starter, blah, blah, blah. I don't mean blah, blah, blah. That sounds very rude. Nailed on starter. I knew he'd start picking up points and not United fan. Yeah, I mean, I said that from day one. He was obviously going to be nailed on because it's not like he's got any competition at all. And I think, like, I know, like, non-Man United fans probably get frustrated with how talked up Fernandez has been. Like he's like Messi or something. But I think it's just, you know, Man United fans have had to put up with like Lingard or Pereira in there for so long. And he's such a massive step above them. It's just nice to see someone that can actually play football in that position. What do I think of Everton? I think Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin look like great options. Like, I caught most of the second half for the Everton game. I was out for the first half. And Calvert-Lewin just looked like a constant threat. I mean, he should have had more goals today. So I mean, Ings is a bit frustrating now because I think he's blanked like 4 of the last 5 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he's only scored 1 goal in the last 5 games. Obviously, he missed the Palace game, and one of them was Liverpool, and the other one was Wolves. But a bit annoying not to get anything against Villa. But I think I'm happy enough with him. I mean, West Ham, Newcastle, Norwich, I don't see me getting rid of him. So I don't really need Calvert-Lewin. But if I was going to switch things around and go for a cheaper attacker, and I wasn't sure on whether Jota was going to start week in, week out, I'm assuming he will, though. Let me rephrase that. If I wasn't sure that Jota was going to play 3-5-2 every week, then I'd probably just go Calvert-Lewin at the moment. I still wouldn't want to bring him in against Man United, of course, but he did look good. Constant threat. Traore suddenly feels like an impact sub. Yeah, I am a bit worried. It's like Traore's one of those annoying ones, though, that we don't know for 100% they're not just going to switch back to 3-4-3 and play him and Jota on the left and Jimenez through the middle. We don't know that, which is why it's frustrating, because if you take him out, and we know that he does all right against big teams, it could be frustrating. But I'd be more than happy to have Harvey Barnes in my team, to be honest. So we shall see. We shall see. I don't know whether to hold McNeil now. I guess I have to. Now he's like Messi. Your thoughts on FPL assets from the Brighton versus Palace game? I mean, look at Van Arnold now, 15 points, legend. Otherwise, I like more pay. Oh, I hate that guy. Getting rid of double Sheffield United clean sheets. I don't think there's really too many players I'd want from Brighton and Palace still, to be completely honest, but maybe that's just me. No one that really seems to stand out. Wolves have Neto as well, so Traore might be safe for the Europa League. Yeah, it is suddenly a bit of a worry. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sit here and say he's going to keep starting for sure. Like, I tweeted straight away, maybe I would swap him out for Barnes. Is McNeil up on the Wall of Fame with Atsu, Barnes, and Baines and Jimenez? I don't know. Is one game week enough? I mean, I when that game was on, the 3 p.m. games, because I tweeted out about the Match of the Day challenge. I did straight away reply to it and say, "There's no way I'm going to be able to last." And I was out watching. My kid was playing a match against a local side, and every single break in play, I checked my phone, and I was basically checking for the Southampton and Burnley clean sheets for the whole of the second half, like every couple of minutes, and it was so painful. And then I saw McNeil had an assist, and I was like, get in. And then someone tweeted me to say he's on 2 assists. I thought, well, FPL's only given him 1. And I hadn't seen the tweet that the second goal was none, TBC. And then I heard that he crossed the ball and it was handball. So I don't know why he didn't get the assist. And then I saw his score, and then I just I had such a big smile on my face. But I had to keep checking it still, because obviously the clean sheets were huge. So yeah, that was fun. Do I look back on the gain, lost points of the 50-50 decisions you made in recent game weeks? Not usually, to be honest. I think the problem with looking back at transfers and stuff is you can look at it immediately. Obviously, when you make a transfer, you want it to pay off in the first game week. It doesn't always happen, of course. Things happen that stops that. And really, maybe it should be judged over 3 or 4 weeks. But the problem is, as soon as you make a transfer, your next transfer is going to be different because the one that you just made, if that makes sense. So I think going back and looking at stuff like I can go back and say that Trent out was a huge mistake for lots of reasons other than he just scored 24 points the next week, that I knew I'd want him back in, etc., etc. But in terms of going back and reviewing it, as soon as you now I've bench boosted this week. That's going to change all my transfers going forward. And maybe actually bench boosting wasn't the best option this week. Maybe it could be that's a thing, but it would be very hard to judge. Pope out. I mean, Pope out. The thing is, Pope out has gone really badly. I tweeted about this. I've literally got no points from the goal. Pretty much no points from the goalkeepers I brought in. Obviously, got McCarthy's points this week, but in a normal week, I would have benched him and not got them. But I mean, the only thing that Pope transfer out is making me realise is I'll stick to my own advice or my own thoughts around goalkeepers, and that is you do not spend transfers on goalkeepers. It is not worth it. And obviously it's a bit of hindsight, because at the time Burnley were playing poor. They were conceding lots of goals. I went for Fabianski with a double game week, and then he got injured. So that's a bit of bad luck. Would he have really got any points anyway? Probably not. The Pope one, it's frustrating. Lot of lost points, about 20 or 25, I think, over the amount of weeks I've taken him out. But what can you do about that? It's annoying, but that's what it is. Can you really judge at the end of the season? But even then, it is hard to. I don't know what. I'm sure there's a proper term for it, but basically, transfers in FPL are just knock on, right? So as soon as you make one transfer, let's say this week I'm deciding between Mahrez out and Traore out for Harvey Barnes. I can't really go back and say whether the other, let's say I take Mahrez out instead of Traore. I can't really go back and say whether that was a mistake or not. Apart from obviously initially, like, does Mahrez score points in the next few weeks versus Traore? But down the line, that has such a knock-on effect on other transfers. It's just difficult. So I don't know. I can go back at the end of the season and look back on some of the mistakes that I've made. You don't want to be looking at hindsight. I think, like, if you take a player out which you're sure is not a good option and they do well, like that's maybe just a bit unlucky. But when you're taking out players that you know you're going to want back straight away, like Trent, De Bruyne and stuff, that is just bad decision making. Reece James, I'm definitely interested in. If we knew, there's a few formation things this week. Like if Wolves were going to go 3-5-2 permanently, then Jota's a great option. And if Chelsea would play 5 at the back with wing backs, Alonso and Reece James straight in. Be so good. Just transferred out Grealish for Barnes. You'll curse him. Look, let's stop this curse rubbish. Let's look at McNeil. He's been cursed. Cursed to score goals. Chaos theory, is that what it's called? Traore Barnes, has to be Barnes. Look, Barnes did do well. Did do well when he came on against City, but obviously was bench. So he's obviously a bit of a rotation threat, I guess, but he's played so well, and he played so well when he came on against City. I'm not expecting him to not get his place straight back, to be honest. Arsenal fixtures look good after that. Yeah, definitely all eyes on Aubameyang, I think. I'm going to give Firmino 2 more games. So obviously this game that he's playing on Monday night and Watford away, and then I'm going to reassess and maybe go to Aubameyang. I think he's still a big differential that doesn't stop scoring goals, and he's only $1 million more than Firmino as well, something like that. So I've got the money for it already. That's without taking Mahrez out. So yeah, we'll see. Leicester 3 at the back isn't permanent. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was obviously a tactical thing against Man City, and the fact they had all their defensive midfielders injured or suspended or whatever. So I think Chowdhury was just suspended, so he'll be back. I don't think they did all right against Man City, but yeah, I don't see them permanently changing that. And yeah, I know what you mean about Chelsea not playing the same formation every week. Bit annoying, but it is what it is. Start Stevens ahead of Bolly. Yeah, I might do. I'll decide that later on. You want Fernandes in so bad because he's the greatest player you've ever seen. I'm not sure he's that good. I mean, how old are you? I'll be honest though, with Fernandes, like, I know there was a chance he was on penalties, but it wasn't 100% nailed. And even when I bought him in, I was wondering whether I should have got Martial instead. Obviously now I'm very happy with the decision. Like, penalties is a huge thing for him. He's going to get a normal goal at some point as well. Indeed, he returns soon. Yeah, we've heard that a couple of times now. I don't know what's going on with him, to be honest. If he does return, that'd be great, though. Definitely sell Liverpool assets for the Bournemouth game. Hell no. Klopp will rotate because of the second Champions League game. I don't know. I really don't see... Look, he could rotate. I just don't see much rotation, though, until the league is wrapped up. Once the league is done, then let's see what he does. Maybe there will be a lot of rotation, but... Why? I know it's not a risk at this point. The league is over. I mean, I still can't... I know what Liverpool fans are doing. Like, they don't want to jinx it, but I mean, come on. They've won the league. I hate all this... it's not over till it's over. Like, it's over. It's been over for weeks. You're at Old Trafford. I know, fair enough, but like... Let's see. I mean, it's only been 3 games. I don't know if we can say he's the greatest player at Man United so far. Yeah, okay. I need to keep the other screen up, I think. A lot of people obviously Wondering how the hell I got 73. Have I started my FPL Champions winners speech? No. I mean, you saw how much... I feel like I was entitled to milk on Twitter this game week because I tweet just as much when I do badly, so I think that was fine. But imagine if I was ever close to winning it. Jesus Christ. You'd have to unfollow me. Would I go KDB to Bruno this week? Not if I don't know if I like that. I just, honestly, as someone that's gotten rid of De Bruyne, I don't like getting rid of him. So I don't know if I'd want to do that, to be honest. And Fernandes is really annoying, honestly, for non-owners because he's not got the greatest fixture on, but you still want him. It's just a tough one, really. You're gonna is Fernandes against Man City better than KDB against Man United? Probably not. And then KDB has Burnley at home. So yeah, either way, like Matthew says, you've got to wait until near the end of the week to do your transfers. Because if Man City have a doubling game in 29, that does change everything, to be honest. It's okay milking it, but changing your name to McNeil annoyed me. Come on, that was funny. That was funny. My Twitter is linked below. It's like Let's Talk _FPL. Because someone still has the Let's Talk FPL handle. Ugh. If you were top 20k already and then you had this game, you'd be intolerable. So true. So true. You confuse form and quantify what FPL results with quality metrics. They're not yet result in FPL. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if that's aimed at me. Maybe it is. My best rank is just inside top 5k. My worst is just outside the top 100k. Don't forget someone on Twitter bet $5 over your scores. Yeah, I know. He was very positive he was going to win that. Bruno's 120% chance of rising tonight according to Fix. I'll tell you now, Bruno's going to rise at least twice. I'd say this. I don't know. His transfers in and price rise is quite hard to predict, I think, but he's going to rise probably twice this week, I'd say. Like he's got no blank. It's Everton, so people won't see that as a awful fixture to play him. He's a Man United player and he's got penalties, so he will rise twice, I'd say. Gunnar, I don't know if that's aimed at me. Oh, okay, sorry. Why didn't he get the second assist? It's the rule, isn't it? Handball assist. Trent got one off corner. I know. I don't know why he hasn't got it. I really don't. It's frustrating. Could have been on 17 points. And he hit the post. The Bournemouth home game is far less important than the second leg. They have a deficit to overturn. Yeah, no, I do agree with you that there's a chance of rotation, but I don't think it'll let me affect my decisions. Like Liverpool against Bournemouth, that is a huge captain opportunity. The only thing I might consider is Aubameyang captain, and I'll be able to watch it because it's 3 p.m. game. So as long as I've got nothing else on, I'll be able to watch that. So that could be tempting. There's no one else I'd really want to captain. I mean, Vardy against Villa could be very good as well. I think if Ndidi was back, Vardy against Villa would be real nice because Villa give up so many chances. So they're probably potentially, depending on the form, your 3 best captains. Liverpool players, Aubameyang and Vardy. So we'll see. That's also a very good point. The Bournemouth game is the first game on a Saturday, so we should get early team news. So that could really... In fact, the same this week. So... if you're a little bit worried about Harvey Barnes, whether he's going to get in, we might get team news for this game, which is nice. And then, yeah, this week, see who's playing this game. If Salah's playing, bam, captain. If not, maybe I'll bring in Aubameyang, captain him. So that could be interesting. Have United actually turned a corner now, or is this yet another false dawn and a couple of bad results incoming? Yeah, I think it's probably too early to tell, to be honest. I mean, I do think... Fernandes is a huge influence and positive kind of factor on that United team. Like he's so much better than any other player we've got in that squad to do that job. Probably even better than Pogba. In where they're in kind of the positions that they're going to play. Like Fernandes a bit more forward than Pogba would be. Not saying he's a better player than Pogba. I'm just saying the position he's playing. So, I don't know if they turned a corner. I noticed that Greenwood played today. Maybe they'll mix that up again. But, 3-0 against Watford is a decent enough result. Vardy on the Monday. Yeah, Vardy does look good. Vardy, Aubameyang, Liverpool. We'll have to see. The thing is, it's 2 weeks away. So I'm not going to worry too much just yet. Let's see what happens. Maybe someone gets injured and the whole kind of outlook changes. I think one of the things like Man United fans like about Fernandes, other than the fact he's creative and can provide those assists. And obviously, he nearly got the assist for the first goal because that was it. The first goal, the second goal, Martial's goal. Anyway, if he'd scored it first time, and apparently he was quoted as saying next time he hopes that Martial will just score first time instead of missing first because then he'll get the assist. It was very nice to hear. But it's just the way he kind of coordinates other players in the team. For me, Oli relied too much on the counter. That is pretty much his only tactic. Oh, interesting question. If it's City versus Arsenal in game week 29... Oh, I see. Is Aguero versus Man United away and Arsenal at home better than Aubameyang versus West Ham at home and City away? That is a good question. I think the thing in Aubameyang's favour is he's on penalties. Is Aguero going to be on penalties still? We don't know. I think Man United away, look, I'm not even going to get into this discussion now because I know everyone will disagree, but it's a tough fixture. Man United do not get turned over that easily. They will probably concede, but they don't get smashed by teams mostly. And will Aubameyang play both games? Will Aguero play both games? I'd almost put my money on Aubameyang, I think. Why is Jota not in my team? I don't know. Same reason Aubameyang is not in my team. But, on the flip side of that argument, it's Aguero. That is the argument, it's Aguero. Best lunchroom replacement. I'd be looking at Wolves defenders if you haven't got them. I know it's Spurs away this week, but after that it looked really good. So, yeah. If you want someone with a good fixture this week, let me have a quick look to remind myself of the fixtures. You could get Soyuncu back, or Pereira, or Evans maybe. I don't know if I would want a Brighton defender right now. Newcastle probably not either. Maybe Charlie Taylor against Newcastle, 4.2 million. But yeah, I like Wolves still. Oh my god, sorry. Fernandes died. I've not seen it, sorry. So I genuinely haven't seen it either. I only looked at the Martial goal because someone said that Fernandes should have had an assist, but I checked it and he shouldn't. Is Fernandes a captain possibly now? I don't know. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, I would say. I don't know. I'm still a bit worried about how good Man United actually are. I've still got a bad feeling they're not really that good still. The next 3 games are really big tests. And, we've done well against big teams so far this year. Like in all competitions, not necessarily just the league. But yeah, Everton away, Man City home, Spurs away. That's pretty difficult. Let's see how Man United cope. Although they're how kind of games they'll do well in. And then get beaten by Brighton and Bournemouth probably. Yeah, Aguero getting no points was nice this week, I won't lie. Should let Mahrez take that penalty. That would have been nice. Martial out for Barnes to fund Button to McCarthy. I like Barnes. I just don't know if it's a good time to take Martial out, really. He's been really consistent. Like even before this week, he was on like 5.2 points per game over the last 10, and he scored again today. So I don't know, Martial. I feel like he's one of those players that people always want to get rid of, and I can almost see why as well. But he probably doesn't need to be taken out. I get it though. You want the keeper, but is that for a 4-point hit? Not sure if that's worth it. Mahrez would have missed it. I know he skied that penalty before, but I had him. Oh my god! I can't stop yawning. I would like to apologise. Where was that other question I saw? Thoughts on Doherty and Saiss? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hang on, let me see if I can get the stats for today. But on Breakfast Club on Saturday, because David was talking about. Oh yeah, this must be this week. David was talking about getting Saiss in, and while he was on it, I checked the goal threat between him and Bolly. And Bolly was like one shot over the previous 2 games. Obviously, he did have that chance that the goal that went in but was disallowed, but one attempt. And I think Saiss had like 5. I'm looking today, Saiss has had 1 goal attempt and Bolly none. So I think Saiss is the better option, to be honest. The only thing you have with Bolly is he's 100% nailed on. Like, he's not losing his place. They could play Dendoncker instead of Saiss, but the fact that Dendoncker has usually been used as a midfielder when everyone's fit, I think I'd probably just... I just don't know if there's that... Apart from the absolute nailed onness for Bolly, and it does look like Saiss is nailed on as well, I don't think there's too much between them. And so for 0.3 million less, I'd probably just go for him, I think. I mean, Liverpool have more clean sheets than Man United in the last 8 games. I know. They've been so good. And Wan-Bissaka, so many chances created as well. Am I confident not having Vardy for Norwich and Villa games? I'll be more confident if indeed he's not back. The thing is, obviously, Vardy has Norwich and Villa. Firmino has Watford and Bournemouth. So, obviously, the one thing is you could have 3 Liverpool players and have Vardy, whereas I've got 3 Liverpool players, no Vardy. Right now, let's see what Firmino does against West Ham, but his underlying stats have been great. He should have scored in the last game. Plays for a better team. In an away game, Watford, who've just conceded 3 to Man United. You know, is Watford away and Bournemouth at home that much worse than Norwich away, Villa at home? I don't think it is. Obviously, Vardy has a couple of other benefits. One, he's nailed on pretty much for 90 minutes. Firmino, although I'm not too worried about rotation, obviously he could be replaced by Origi at some point, maybe. And obviously Vardy has penalties as well. So there are some factors that are better for Vardy, but yeah, I think I'm happy enough with Firmino at the moment. But like I said, I could take him out in game 29 for Aubameyang. Who knows? I think, and this is one thing, like, you know how I was saying, like, I haven't reacted very well to bad decisions. Like, I made a bad decision and then I find it hard to make a good decision. And now I'm like the opposite. Like, I've done well, so I'm almost looking for something to do to try and like take advantage of maybe the luck I've had, even though it does not work like that in the slightest. So that's why I've maybe looked at Firmino to Vardy, Traore to Barnes. But I mean, realistically, I could make no transfers this week. Just do nothing. I'm not 100% sure. You know, is Burnley away to Newcastle that bad a fixture? Probably not. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not expecting McNeil to suddenly become a points machine, and he has blanked for a long time. Don't get me wrong, but I do think his underlying stats pointed to some kind of return in terms of assists. A goal, maybe not, but maybe he'll keep going with that. In game week 28, will I buy Vardy? Well, I mean, Aubameyang obviously blanks in 28. By the way, I'm going to do a transfer video on Scout tomorrow. And if you look at transfers in for this week, Vardy has 51,000. People are bringing in Vardy this week. 43,000 for Aubameyang in. He blanks this week. Ridiculous. Thinking of doing lunchroom to Bolly and CDB to Chilwell. Nice, yeah. Like this is the, if you're not like completely sure of what to do, then I do think fixtures is just as good an indicator as anything else. So jumping back on Leicester players now could be a really good choice. I still think, like, I don't want to bang on about it, but indeed he is a huge miss to them. So if he is going to be out for a bit longer, that obviously doesn't help Leicester. They're a good team anyway, but he is a huge part of kind of how they play, how they defend, and how they attack. So we'll see. But like, I think Sidibe to Chilwell, nice option. Barnes or Bergwijn to Bruno or Martial? Well, definitely not Barnes, I don't think. I think I'd prefer to take out the Spurs man. And I would probably bring in Bruno again now. I was a little bit hesitant last week about whether to bring in Fernandes or Martial, but penalties, I just can't ignore that. Also, and again, one thing I said on Breakfast Club, if anyone saw that on Scout, one big thing for Fernandes for me was he was lesser owned. He still is, but ownership's gone up a bit. But he was more of a differential than Martial. And that's what I needed. I think sometimes you take... I still don't want to take differentials for the sake of it. If you can get a calculated risk or a calculated differential, like Fernandes over Martial, then I think why not take it? Speaking of differentials, actually, I know his owners will go up. But Harvey Barnes is only 2.8% owned. That's another reason I like him. Read a stat that 27% of all penalties given this season in the league have been given to a team from Manchester. Yeah, Man United get lots of penalties, honestly.